Hello guys, welcome to the video lecture. In this video lecture, I am going to teach you projections of solids. So in the solids, we can see the problems on prism, pyramid, cylinder and cone. And if you coming to the problem number 1, draw the projections of pentagonal prism, base 25 mm side and axis 50 mm long, resting on one of its rectangular faces on the horizontal plane, with the axis inclined at 45 degrees to the vertical plane. If we observe the conditions of this particular problem, here our object name, that is pentagonal prism, and if we coming to the details of this pentagonal prism, base side dimension, that is 25 mm and the axis dimension is 50 mm long. So up to this particular point, this is about the details of given pentagonal prism. And next we can see the position of the pentagonal prism with respect to the horizontal plane and vertical plane. So if you observe this one, if you coming to the pentagonal prism, that is having 5 rectangular faces. So out of those 5 rectangular faces, one of its rectangular faces on the horizontal plane. So, and if we coming to the position of the axis, that is inclined at 45 degrees to the VP. So inclination with VP, that is denoted by phi. So when the axis is inclined to one plane, the projections can be drawn in 2 stages. So now let us see the position of the pentagonal prism with respect to the horizontal plane and vertical plane. Yes, this is our object, pentagonal prism. This surface, similarly back surface, both are pentagonal faces. And if we coming to the rectangular faces, we are having 5 rectangular faces. Let me show you once again. This is our pentagonal prism. Top surface and base surface, both are pentagonal plane surfaces, and both surfaces, both top and base surfaces are connecting by means of 5 rectangular faces. And here these are called edges and these are rectangular faces. And similarly, if you coming to this edge, this is the base edge and this one also base edge. So if you coming to the axis, we have and if you observe the given conditions, base edge dimension also available, that is 25 mm. This edge, similarly this edge, both are same. This is 25 mm, similarly this one also 25 mm. And if you coming to the axis of this particular solid, axis means simply it is an imaginary line. It connects center of the top surface and center of the base. It is an imaginary line only. And the height of the object or axis of the object or length of the object, all are same. That is equal to 50 mm according to the given data. So once again we can see base edge dimension 25 mm and height of the object 50 mm. That is over. And now we can see the position of the pentagonal prism with respect to the horizontal plane and vertical plane. So here this is our vertical plane and this one is horizontal plane. And we can if we coming to the first condition, one of its rectangular faces on the horizontal plane. So one rectangular face on horizontal plane, we can see this one. So this rectangular face on horizontal plane. And if we coming to the axis, according to this position, the axis is parallel to both HP and VP. But according to the given condition, axis is making some inclination with vertical plane. So we can see the inclination also here. This is the inclination with vertical plane. So that inclination is, yes, the inclination of the axis with respect to the vertical plane, that is 45 degrees. So in this particular, this is the actual position of the object with respect to the vertical plane and horizontal plane. Once again we can see the object. So in this particular position, we have to construct the projections. So if you see the front view, we are not able to get the true shape of the pentagon. Similarly, if you coming to the top view, only 2 rectangular faces are visible. So it is not possible to draw the projections in the single stage. So that we can remove the inclination with given plane. So we have the inclination with vertical plane. So we should remove the inclination with vertical plane and make it perpendicular to the vertical plane. So that in this particular position, we will get the true shape of the pentagon in the front view. So this is called simple position projection. And if we coming to the top view, two rectangular faces are available. So initially we can complete the front view, because in the front view we will be getting true shape of the pentagon. And if we observe this one, object is located on the horizontal plane, so this view can comes on the reference line. If you coming to the front view, this pentagonal plane can comes on the reference line while we are constructing the projections in the simple position. So we can construct the pentagon in this way on the reference line initially. Yes, coming to the initial position of the initial view, initially we should construct front view, so that here we should keep one edge on the reference line, because we have seen the planes, the object, the position of the object with respect to the HP and VP. In the simple position, the pentagonal plane is located on the reference line. That is why we should keep one edge on the reference line. Then we can construct the remaining 4 edges. So keeping 108 degrees, we can construct 25 mm line this end. Similarly, this end also we can construct 25 mm line with 108 degrees. And 25 mm dimension as radius, this point as center, draw an arc, and same dimension as radius, this point as center, cut the previous arc, so that we will be getting a point. Now join this point with this end, similarly this point with this end. Yes, in this way we can construct the front view in the simple position. And object, this is our prism. So every prism is having, or every object is having its own axis. So how can we find out the axis? By joining two medians. That means here we can construct the median of AB. Similarly, we can construct median of EA. So intersection of these two median lines, that is the center of the pentagon. Yes, actually if we coming to the front view, here we can see the naming A, B, C, D and E. Only this ABCDE surface is visible, and similarly we will have another pentagonal plane surface at this particular end. That surface is invisible in the front view. So we can give 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to that particular surface, behind surface. So that is invisible surface. So we can keep 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points within the braces. So here if we observe A is visible, 1 is invisible at this particular points behind the object. And similarly B is visible, 2 is invisible. Similarly C is visible, 3 is invisible, D is visible, and this at the end of this particular edge we will have 4 is invisible. Similarly here E is visible, 5 is invisible point. So we can we have to show the numbering surface also, back surface also in the front view, that is invisible. So that is why we can keep all numbers within the braces. So we can see how to show the invisible surface. Similarly, if we coming to the axis, the center of the top surface and base, that means center of the front surface, center of the base, both are connecting by means of imaginary line. That imaginary line is called axis. So if we coming to the axis naming, I can say this end is P, and similarly at the other end we will have Q. So Q is invisible. Similarly here P is visible. So we can keep P out of the braces, Q within the braces in the front view itself. So in this way we can mark the naming. A, B, C, D, E, front surface, that is visible. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, that is back surface, that is invisible. That is why I kept all numbers within the braces. Similarly, if we coming to the axis, how to mark the center of the pentagon? By means of constructing medians. Mark the center of this edge, then join this particular point to the opposite corner, so that we will get this line. Similarly, we can mark midpoint of AE, then join this particular point with C. These two lines with 2H pencil, the purpose of these two lines, marking the center of the pentagon. So this center is representing axis in the front view. So that is front point, frontal center, that is P dash visible, Q dash back surface center, that is invisible. That is why I kept this point within the braces. Now we can move to the top view in the simple position. Yes, for the purpose of top view, we should project every point downwards. So we can see how to project these points. Yes, in this way we can project all the points downwards. 5 points are there. 1, 2, all points have been projected. This is projector E5. This is 1A projector. And if we Yeah, we can project the points in this way. And here this is E5 projector, this is 1A projector, this one is D4 projector, similarly PQ also. And here this is B2 projector, this is 3C projector. In this way we can project it. And coming to the top view, the length of the object is visible in the top view. Similarly, how many points are visible in the top view we can decide from this particular position. Yes, we can see the top view in this direction, so that here E5 edge, D4 edge, C3 edge, that is visible in the top view. Yes, actually in the top view we are able to see C3 edge, similarly D4 edge, similarly E5 edge. These three edges are visible, and here B2 to edge, similarly A to 1 edge. These two edges are invisible in the top view. Only these three edges are visible. So we have to construct these three edges with continuous lines, remaining two invisible edges with dotted line. So we can show that one. And here the gap between this end to this end, that is equal to axis dimension, that is equal to 50 mm. So we can construct. And if we coming to this plane, the frontal plane, this is visible as a line in the top view. Similarly, back surface also visible as a line in the top view. Gap between the two lines, that is 50 mm, that is equal to axis dimension. So we can construct the top view in this way. Yes, if we coming to the top view, it is looking like a rectangle. So the rectangle dimensions, we got the breadth from the projectors, and similarly the dimension, this is 50 mm. And if we observe this particular plane, this is nearer to the reference line or vertical plane. So nearer to the vertical plane or reference line, that portion is numbering plane surface, and this portion is lettering surface. Remember this point. Now I am going to construct a rectangle with 50 mm height. Similarly, we got this one from the projectors. Yes, coming to the top view, this one is back surface, that means numbering surface. This one is front surface, that is lettering surface. So if you coming to the top view here, this point is representing E5. So here I can give this one is E, and here it is 5. And next this, if you coming to this line, this is D4 line. So I can say this is D. Similarly, this point is 4. And if you coming to this particular point, this is C3, and this projector is C2, 3. So these 3 points are visible. So we should join 5A, 5E, similarly 4D and 3C with continuous lines. And if we coming to the remaining, here we have joined 5E, similarly 3C, and we should join this one also 4D. Yeah, 5E, 4D, 3C with continuous lines, and remaining 2. What about remaining 2? A1, similarly B2. These 2 points are invisible if you see the object from above. A1, similarly B2 points are invisible. So we should join here. Actually this point is 1 and this one is A. Actually this is invisible, that is why I kept these points within the braces. And similarly B2 also invisible in the top view. So we can keep this one also within the braces. So next, join these points by means of dotted line. Okay, in this way we can join 1A, 2B invisible edges by means of dotted line, remaining lines with. This is about simple position projections. Next we can move to the second, that is also called final position projection. So if we coming to the final position projection, we can use the inclination with respect to the vertical plane that is available. So actually this is our result of the simple position. So we can reproduce the result of the simple position in the final stage projections. So actually given inclination, that is 45 degrees 45 degrees inclined to the VP, that is available. So we can construct 45 degrees and we can reproduce the same top view on the 45 degrees inclined line. This position projection is completed, and next we can keep this one with 45 degrees inclined to the VP. So in this position we have to construct the projections. So in the simple position projection, top view this one. So if we reproduce the simple position projection top view, we will be getting actual position projection top view. So that is what I am going to construct. Yes, for the purpose of second or final stage projections, we can construct 45 degrees inclined line. Similarly, on this 45 degrees inclined line, we should mark initially PQ points, that means axis points. Here we will be getting this is Q and this point is P. These are axis. So here axis and 4D edge, that is topmost edge, both are coinciding. So that time we should give the preference to the edge. That is why here we have drawn continuous line. And next we can mark these points on this axis line. Then with respect to the PQ or 4D, we can mark remaining points. So here the gap between the 4D, that is 50 mm or 5 centimeter. And you may got the doubt what is the gap between the reference line to this particular view. Here we can maintain minimum 10 mm gap because our top view should not be touching with the vertical plane. So that is why we can maintain 1 centimeter. Similarly, while we are constructing or while we are reproducing this one in the second stage, we should maintain some gap. That means it should not be touching with the reference line. So here this line is perpendicular to the axis. So here we have to construct the line 1, 2, 3 or numbering line perpendicular to this particular 45 degrees inclined line. So I am going to construct it. So here this is very important, how to transfer the first top view in the second position or final position. So we can set the drafter with given 45 or already drawn 45 degrees inclined line and fix the drafter properly. And now we can use shorter scale. So move on to the 45 degrees inclined line. Then construct the line perpendicular to the previously constructed 45 degrees line. So here I have drawn the line perpendicular to the previous 45 degrees line. We can see this one. So you can take any dimension. And here we can leave 50 mm. So we can mark 50 mm here. This is 50 mm and we can construct the line, same line parallel to the previous line. So these two lines, whatever the lines we have drawn here, all lines are 2H lines, all lines with 2H pencil, that means all very light lines. And next here we should transfer the dimensions, and I can say this particular point is 4 and Q also available here, that is related to the axis, and this 4 is related to the topmost edge. And here this is D, and here this particular point P. So PQ is axis, D4 is topmost edge. And next, for the purpose of marking 1, 5, similarly 2, 3, we can take the help of compass. So here we can take 4 to 3 dimension as radius. Here 4 to 3, 4 to 5, 4 to 5. Similarly D to C, D to E, all are same. So for the purpose of marking 3, C, E, 5, I can take 4 to 3 dimension as radius. And this point as center, draw an arc on this particular line. So here we will be getting 0.3. And next, same dimension as radius, this point as center, draw an arc on the same line. So here we will be getting 5. And next here I can take point D as center, draw an arc at this particular line. So we will be getting E here. And next we can construct another arc right end, so that we will get C. And next we can take a shorter dimension, that is for the purpose of marking B, A, 1, 2. So for that purpose I can take D to B dimension as radius, smaller dimension. This is very smaller dimension. And next this point as center, draw an arc here, and so that we will get 2. And next here this point as center, here we can construct one more arc, so that we will get 1. So 1. And same dimension, point D as center, draw an arc, here we will get A, and this point as center, and this end, same dimension, this end we can construct one more arc, so that we will be getting point B. So if you observe this construction, arcs construction, everything with 2H pencil, the purpose of the arc only for finding the point. So we should use compass properly. Similarly, we should fix the 2H pencil to the compass while we are constructing the arcs. And next we can give the naming. Yes, in this way we can give the naming after the arcs construction has been completed. And next we can join the points according to this particular diagram. And here this is continuous line. This is about numbering surface, back surface. This is about lettering surface, front surface. Now we should join this surface and this surface in this way, and we should use HB pencil here, and first stage H pencil. So now we can join the points in this particular way with the help of HB pencil. Yes, finally we can join the points in this way, all lines with HB pencil. Next step, for the purpose of final front view, we should project every point upwards. Yes, these are the projectors of back surface, that means numbering surface. And now similarly we can project lettering surface also. So in this way we can project all the points, and if you observe all lines are very light lines, and all projector lines are parallel to each other and perpendicular to the reference line. We should use drafter properly while we are constructing these lines. And in the next step we should draw the locus lines from the first front view to meet the respective or to intersect the respective projector line. So here I am going to construct locus line from D4. So here this is the locus of D4, and we can check where is the projector of D4. This is fourth projector, fourth locus line. Intersection point becomes 4 1 dash. So this is actually 4 dash, but this is the result of the final stage projection. That is why I can give 4 1 dash. And similarly we can check D. Where is D? This is D projector, D locus line. So we can say this is D1 dash. And next we can draw the locus line from 5C. So if we coming to the next locus line, this is the locus of E5, similarly C3. So we can see, initially we can mark E locus line, E projector line. So I can say this point is E1 dash, and next 5 locus, 5 projector, intersection point 5 1 dash. And next C locus line, C projector line. This point becomes C1 dash. And next 3 locus line, 3 projector line. This point becomes 3 1 dash. In the next step we can draw the locus line from point PQ to intersect the respective projector line. So this is P locus line, P projector line. So this point becomes P1 dash. And similarly Q projector, Q locus line, both are located same locus line. So this is Q1 dash. And if we come into the A1 and B2, both points are located on the reference line. So here no need to construct locus separately. And one more thing, here we have A, this point is A. So intersection point becomes A1 dash. And next here this is 1, here this particular point 1 locus, 1 projector, 1 1 dash. And next B, this is B projector, B locus line, intersection point becomes B1 dash. And next step 2 locus line, 2 projector line, this point becomes 2 1 dash. So in this way we can mark the points. So after the points marking is over, next we should join the points in the correct sequence. And here the construction of visible edges by means of continuous lines, similarly the construction of invisible edges by means of dotted lines. So initially we can complete the invisible edges, later we can complete visible edges. So how can we decide the invisible edge? So very important point this one. How can we decide the invisible edge in the front view? So when we are looking the object from this particular position, we can see which point is very invisible point. Yeah, if you see the object in this direction, here we can decide which point is most invisible point. That means very farther point. So this point is very most invisible point if you see the object in this particular position. So remember this point 3 is most invisible point if you see the object in this direction. So where is 3 in this particular position? We have point number 3 at this particular position. So actually 3 is connected to the 4. Similarly 3 is connected to 2. These two are base edges. Similarly 3 is connected to the C. This is longer edge. So these 3 edges we have to construct by means of dotted lines, because these 3 are invisible edges. That is what I am going to construct. So here which point is the most invisible point? If you see the object in this direction, that is 3. So whatever the edges are there from point number 3, those edges also invisible. So 3 to 4, 3 to 2, 3 to C. These 3 lines, invisible lines, so we should construct by means of dotted lines. And remaining all lines are continuous lines. Then we can join remaining points by means of continuous lines. So all of you see this particular. This is 5, 4. Continuous line, 1 to 5 continuous line, because this is visible. Similarly the base portion also visible, so we can complete this one by means of continuous lines. And next lettering surface completely visible if you see the object in this direction. So we can join all the letters by means of continuous lines. D to E, A to E, and C to D. Join all the points in this way. And one more edge is also there, that is topmost edge, D to 4. So we have joined all edges, and one more edge is there, that is 5 to E, that is also visible. So totally 5 straight edges, D4, 5E, 3C, 2B and 1A. These are 5 straight edges. So that is over, and finally we should join P to Q by means of axis line. So how to construct axis line? For the purpose of axis line we should use H pencil, because it is an imaginary line. Imaginary line means there is no line inside the line. We are imagining. So here we should construct the line, dot, line, dot, line, dot, line, dot, line. This is the indication of the axis. Line, dot, line, dot, line. So this one with H pencil. This is the final position of the, or final projections of the given object. So in this way we should construct the projections. This stage with H pencil, this stage projections with HB pencil. Use all pencils properly, and every time use sharpened pencil only, so that we will be getting neat diagrams. And this is about the solution of the given problem. Finally we can show the dimensions also. This is the given dimension 50 mm and side edge dimension 25 mm. And if you have any doubts about this particular problem, you can ask me your doubt in the comment section also. And if you like my content and my explanation, please click on the like button and share with your friends. Thank you for watching this particular video.